Where is Peter?
Vita's right here. She's in an interview with an on-site candidate right now. Hey, here she is. Okay.
Okay.
All right. That one is being used by Ivan, but right now I think he stopped. So you can use it now. Oh, do we have any laptops? Yeah, it's okay. You can use this one. You can use the other iMac for the thing. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and begin then. So Vita's with a candidate right now. They're doing some on-site interviews. I think it's going to turn into a trial now. All right. So let's go.
There's
Yes.
one question. Do we use all of the two fiber cables?
Do we use the two fiber cables? Segera kita cuma pakai satu aja.
Yang pakai
Which one that we use?
Tak tahu yang ini.
itu dipakai.
Ya, itu ini. Itu tak tahu apa. I don't know what that is. Itu potong.
Oh, dipotong.
Yeay, itu telah dekat.
30.
Dah.
Oh ya.
Dah. Okay, yeah, some telecom guys here to fix the internet, or I don't know. All right, please go ahead, Ara. You are chairing. You are in charge.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Ara.
Okay, so let's get to the HR Guild Journal today. We started from the old business first, yeah. Shall we talk about OKR first?
Sure, let's go ahead and go into that, Mrs. Chair. I'll go ahead and pop that open. Or, actually, it should be the. Okay, I'll do it, and the secretary will record. Okay, that's fine. Okay, while we wait for that, I'll load up all the other ones too as well. Okay. Hey, morning, Tris. Welcome in. Yeah.
Updates on your OKR.
Okay, on my OKR for September, OKR number 1. Able to process candidate in LinkedIn for hiring an MB host or OGS.
New account.
Okay, and the key result is have a sharper assessment for in scanning CV and get when you hire a candidate to join as a trial by September 30. Okay, I read the comment from Mr. Jing, and after the last guild, we have practice to have interview.
Okay.
So it can be I think
Create yourself a
it is my effort to
you know how
to make my interview skill better, sir.
Okay. Excellent.
And then there is a update to for number 1 and number 2.
Okay.
Number 3 is make sure that all employee in job is are in good condition by doing observation and survey. And the key result is achieve at least 10% progress on this question
Okay.
in satisfaction. Yes.
By the way, you only have 4 days left
Yes.
in this month, and you still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people for this month.
Okay.
use Joshua.
Okay. I will continue. Start from today, sir. From the employee that I have interviewed, I have noted in my own paper. So I'm still processing it, sir. I will update it in 1 October.
Okay.
Yes,
This question is for Boo Boo. Boo Boo, I think you should have a resource over here in your section here
Yes.
to put the observations that you put in, and then it's a little bit like the same that what we had for you. So put down the questions that are being asked, and then put down the answers that people give. So we need to be able to see what questions you're asking, and we also need to be able to see what the answers are. So in this particular case, I'd like to do this. I'd like to actually just observe you interview Ara after this meeting about what. we can do to lift up the employee satisfaction survey, right?
Okay.
And once you get that right, then please just diligently follow through for the rest of the team there. I believe they're all there, right? Okay, all right, except for Devonda. Okay, all right, interesting.
Okay, so next one. That's pretty much it. Is there any other?
Yes.
Okay. So next one is James OKR.
Okay, thank you, Ara. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So once again, my key result is to get to a 2-week hiring cycle from contact to offer. Right now, I don't think we have that. I think it's been more than 2 weeks, and a lot of these roles are still pending. So that part is, I think we're going to need to think about how to actually design a system that ensures that capability. The second part is the 2-week training process. That part seems to be going much better from what I can tell. It seems like Devanda, Jista, and also Boo Boo are all on track. They're all actually, working on PCI type work right now. So that part is a little bit better. But once again, I realize this key result also fails from having a clear way to measure it, right? What does it mean to have a 2-week training process? Okay, it might need to actually go through a survey. On 2 new OGS hires, we have Dista. Do we have anybody else in the pipeline right now besides Dista for online guest support?
Is it going to be
Let me see.
Okay.
That is
how do I say, like our work,
the one that have been in need to bring on site actually are whole. There are 2 hosts,
Okay.
Joshua and Gallo. But Gallo is actually talking to me that he's probably going to fill the role by the late of October.
Okay, understood. All right. So we'll probably find somebody before that. Okay.
Yeah.
So then, actually, I forgot something. Does Nadila count?
Nadila count, yeah. But I don't know the result between you and Pita. Is it a pass or no? It's like
It's a pass. It's a pass. Bring her on. Bring her on and start the.
the project champion is Pita, and Pita haven't given me update about Nadila yet.
Oh,
So
okay. All right. Nadila's good to go. Nadila's good to go. So invite her on site and just let her know that essentially it is with the condition that her integrity does have some. Okay, over to Vita.
So I updated Nadila already about the situation that we onboard her, and also I let her know about that we are watching about the integrity issue. So I believe that the next step will be messaging about the contract as well, like.
Right. Okay. All right.
So
Thank you.
Before she comes to the onsite.
Okay, great. We'll give her a part-time contract for online guest support, so I'll come back with that, and then we can get her on. So, okay, if we have Nadila and we have Dista, then do we have enough online guest support now?
I have another discussion later in the new
Okay.
business.
Okay, so it looks like we have 2, but out of that, we might be able to only get about 1. Dista is almost a full person at this point. I would say she's fully on. Okay, so probably 1.5. Okay.
Also remember that they're going to be in November, right? December 4th.
Yes, I do know that. So we need a new person to cover for that. All right. On top of that, we need 3 to 4 new hosts. We're moving some hosts around right now. I think that might balance it out, but I'm still not 100% sure. But yes, let's keep on hiring hosts. Those are roles that we need in order to expand. And our market building, any good candidates in the pipeline right now?
Market building, yeah, I have
Yes.
Kevin, Keanu, and Pita has Kita.
Okay, great. So, looks like there's a few good candidates coming in. So, I think we should be able to get some into the roles. If not, then if we keep on hiring hosts, I'll open up an internal call for market builders within the company. So if anybody wants to, let's say, transition into a different chapter for market building, then they can apply. Okay, on the second part, the student applicants over 500. So the actual is, and I realize this key result, hiring 10 interns by 2020, is not necessarily a great. I don't think it's a great key result now that I think about it. I think it should be something that is a little bit more short-term focused rather than long-term focused. So in this particular thing, I will delete this as part of my key result because this doesn't make too much sense hiring 10 interns. So let's see. The next part is offloading my squad one duties. Currently, Risky's working on a little bit, and Alvin's working on a little bit. But the main friction is until we get somebody also to help with finance, and also we get somebody to help with Alvin. I'm still carrying quite a bit of this, so we need new finance and online guest support to help clear up Alvin's space so he can do revenue management. Okay, and attain the goal of 169,000 for Squad 1's revenue achievement. Looking to still promote 2 hosts by November 2019, and also looking to surpass Potato Head for the total number of LinkedIn followers and also the new follower count. Yes?
So what is it about the potato head? What is the correlation between potato head and LinkedIn followers?
So the goal is to actually beat Potato Head in terms of total follower count and the rate at which we get new followers. So if we can exceed, let's say, Potato Head's LinkedIn group following, then I think we can actually become a more visible employer than Potato Head. So the way we see that is we just go on the LinkedIn dashboard here and we take a look at the wait for this to load up. We take a look at the analytics part of the follow page. So over here, there is an analytics, and so we can click on that and we can see all kinds of stuff. We can see on the followers how many followers we get and how that compares to other companies in Bali and around the world, in Indonesia actually. All right, so what we see about our followers is that our follower count is actually going up now, again, per day. We're getting on average about 19 to 16 followers a day coming in from LinkedIn. Most of them coming from Jakarta and Denpasar, some from West Java, some from Banten. Surprisingly, few from Jogja. And we can also look at sort of what job functions they're coming in on. So mostly for ops. So you would imagine it would be easy to find a hospitality specialist because that's ops. Then from business development, accounting, marketing, sales, media and communication. So this is the part that I'm talking about in terms of market positioning, in terms of our LinkedIn share. We currently have 1,042 followers and we got 381 new followers in the period of a month from August 26th to September 24th. And you can see this is kind of small compared to big companies like Airbnb. They have 1 million followers and they got 27 new followers a month. But compared to a company like Potato Head, where's Potato Head? Maybe Potato Head is on page 3. Yeah, compared to Potato Head, we're almost at the same number in terms of new followers. Potato Head acquired 409 new followers in a month. We acquired 381, and their total follower count is 3,787. We're about 1/3 of the way there. So if we can get, let's say, a larger followership and more follower growth than Potato Head, I think we crossed over a social media milestone, which will be nice. Okay? All right. Back to you, Chair.
Okay, so the next OPR disaster.
Okay, Vita is right here right now, but she's kind of still speaking with the candidate. Yeah, okay. Okay. We'll come back to Vita, yeah?
My
Okay.
my
I'll do that after this.
Mhm.
So, alright. So maybe you can fill. Meanwhile, I'll jump to this video. So you could fill out all of the schedule for today here.
Now we
Check this one that you have done, but then
Yeah.
check the one that you haven't done. So it's kind of like a plan, right? So and then after that, fill it this one for the orientation because we're actually finishing the orientation right now.
Okay,
So
actually,
after
we
you
talked about
prepare
it.
and then like should be done by Thursday.
I
So yeah,
worked
that's the first
thinking
one.
about my OPR for October.
And also
So yeah, maybe we can start. Just very
if you
good.
want, you can also
It's good to plan your OKRs ahead. That's really good. That shows insight. Okay.
enjoy.
Oh, Vita's back. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, the September one, Pretty much the HR request already distributed and already announced to everyone. So
Mhm.
this can be resolved. And then the second one for the survey that I've been spread out also already filled out completely by every team
Mhm.
member.
Okay.
And then actually it's like two steps of OPR. So the survey itself is for September, but the 25% improvement, I think it's supposed to be seen next month because I'm going to have the one-on-one in October because people are just finishing completing the paper for the survey for this one.
Okay.
So yeah, that's supposed to be next month. I think I can comment if you want the
Okay.
details on the second webinar. Yeah.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
In this particular case, I think what you can start working on is your MVP. So if you have, let's say, a initiative to improve employee satisfaction, start with from August, right? So from August, we have already whatever the data is. So there to improve the employee experience, we all often put inputs into the system. So the input can be maybe we have more quiz nights, maybe we have more one-on-ones, discuss things, but these are the communication part is just half of it. It's just like the listening part. But then we also need to start putting in, well, what are we going to do to actually make the employee experience better? What are we going to do to improve satisfaction with somebody's role and somebody's opinion about their teammate? So in terms of that, I don't think it's too late, or I don't think it's too early to actually start trying that out first. And then whatever sort of results that you've seen, at least for the current month, will give you material for what to do for October. Um, otherwise, we collect this input, and so it should be essentially what I'm saying is that it should be like a continuous process where we do something, we listen to the effect, and then we do something, and
Yeah.
we get that cycle going. Okay.
That's why for since like I'm assigned to squad 2 and I'm thinking that I'm starting from the beginning from zero.
Ah,
So
okay.
I like to know the situation in squad 2 first,
Mhm.
and then from there, from the one-on-one later, I like to know and the time. Oh, where should we do improvement first through the MPP that you just said.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, and then the step one, yeah, the Vista and Nabila we already discussed, but so far in the pipeline that I got one MB
Mhm.
that is in Piano. Namely is actually I already talked to Namli and actually agreed to give it a pass, and Namli wants Kevin to actually have the same time on site trials with Vista.
Okay.
Vista is the project champion.
Mhm.
But he haven't replied yet whether he can start on Monday or not because the guy is starting in Monday end of October.
Mhm.
We cannot really rely on her. Another one is Joshua, but Joshua haven't get back. So yeah,
Joshua's here. Joshua's right here right now.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
so-
like in the bathroom right now. Yeah. Yeah, he's like right behind me right now. He came in. He's a little bit older. Yeah.
Oh, and
Oh, okay. Okay.
maybe we can open the my OKR for the October one first. If we talk about LinkedIn.
Yes, sir.
My plan for October for LinkedIn is that actually I wanna take over good for actually having content for posting because I think gaining followers we need to actively post something, right? But now I can repost something, but it's not like structured and the time itself is not too fun. So I make my timeline like every week I probably need to have to post in 1 week
Okay.
constantly, so people would, yeah.
Okay.
actually- But I haven't really think about the, I think 10% is too low, since I see that this month we can engage until 300 followers, yeah,
Uh-huh.
per month. Or
Yeah.
25%, I haven't really decided.
Okay. All right. For this particular one, my comments are: I think you should come into the copywriting and also the digital marketing guild meetings too, or at least watch some of them. Because yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I will. The reason why is because a lot of this is related to narrative. So when we post on social media, we need to think about the narrative. What is it, the story that we're trying to tell? Most of what's on LinkedIn is actually for professional development. Most of the stuff that people are posting is, hey, look, I have a white paper, or I have a survey, or I have some analytics. Thank you. Or I have whatever it might be, and it's essentially like it's essentially like nectar. You're offering this nectar so that people who are like, in this analogy, the bees will come over and they'll sort of feed on your nectar. What we've been doing on LinkedIn is fairly new. We've been taking almost like an Instagram approach on LinkedIn. So we post a picture and we exemplify usually a cultural value or a belief or sort of celebrate a person. So on this one, what I'd like you to do is actually do this. This needs to be an observation, action, and improvement cycle whereby take a look at, let's say, Traveloka. They just posted a great post on LinkedIn yesterday. It was basically about one of their project managers, and it gave like a biography of who this person is and what they're doing for Traveloka. And I thought that was actually an interesting post because it sort of builds up. It's good for the candidate, right? It's good for the person being mentioned because later on, they get some extra exposure. It's good for their career in that particular role. It's good for Traveloka because they're sort of defining a value and exemplifying an employee. It's also good for people who want to know what it takes to actually work at Traveloka. What does it actually success look like? So, as with any sort of social media thing, it is pretty involved. So do think about how to get into that. Okay, all right. But the scheduling is good. That's good to have regular posts. But definitely come into some of the meetings to discuss about this because this stuff is not so obvious in the very beginning. So there are some good things to hit. All right.
Is there a person that actually in touch with the influencer or it's with you?
For right now, the way that LinkedIn works is that I create the narrative, and then the photography team shoots then pictures, and then we put it in. I actually also refer sometimes to previous employee experience pictures, like from Google Photos and from BVEXP and from wherever, where people have taken photos, and we take that and we put it in. I do want to pair with you, and I do want to offload this at some point because I think it's rather fun. It's rather fun to watch the engagement roll, but it does require knowledge of copywriting, photography, narrative planning, and also a few other things. So yes, I'd be happy to hand that over to you. But learn how to drive first, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah, let's get back to mental.
Okay, so the next one is, okay, so that's ours, OKRs, and then Vita's OKRs. Go ahead,
Yes.
Vita. Yeah.
So okay, the key result for the first objective. Chandra is coming to Jogja today.
Going.
Yes, sorry, going to Jogja tonight.
Oh, okay.
10 p.m.
All right,
So
you guys get
maybe-
Chandra now.
So she will, maybe she will come tomorrow, right? Since
Okay.
it's going to be like a pretty late flight.
Okay.
So, about Nadine, as I already explained, I already told her. So the next step is going to be messaging, talking about the contract with her. So then, the next one, I believe Bubu is being assisted by Dominic now, right? For the hosting and everything. And the second one, the Engage IG feed, as per now. Oh, one thing that I found out is that using Hootsuite, we can only post 30 max.
Yes.
Scheduled
There's
30
only,
max.
at the current plan, we can upgrade the plan and actually add more if we
Okay.
want.
Cool. Since we are having like LinkedIn and
Yeah.
Bukit Vista main and
Yeah.
Instagram as well. Alright, cool. So for the next objective, the Bukit Vista HR needs. So we're having Joshua over here right now, having the on-site trials on day 1. And then half of online guest support for Nadila. And then already mentioned by,
Just remember, Vita, we already have
Dista?
Dista, yeah. So Dista makes it almost like 1
Okay,
at this point. So now we have like about 1.5. Keep on hiring, guys, yeah. Yeah, that would be good. Ultimately, the vision at the moment is to structure things so that air support and reservations becomes their own chapter. Hospitality and community management becomes a chapter. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So hospitality is with community management and air support and reservations.
Yeah.
SAR and CMH. Okay, all
Okay.
right.
And then the MP Gita will come next week on Monday. Ara, have you confirmed with Kevin that he could come Monday as well?
Yeah, I already contacted Kevin to actually come on Monday, but he hasn't get back.
Oh, but I think it won't be a problem because yesterday I asked and he told me that today he's flying to Bali.
Kevin?
Yes, he lives in Bali, right?
Yeah, his wife is Bali.
Yeah. Okay then. So then, how about Carlos, sir?
Oh, Carlo is ready to go, but we just need to give him. Carlo's kind of like Kuldeep right now, actually. We forgot about these two characters. So Carlo's ready to go. He just needs a challenge. I'm trying to think of what the finance challenge is at the moment. So I told Carlo that he can come over for on-site trials. He asked me what the KPIs are and the measurements, and it was like, good question. I really don't know yet. So yes, over to Vita, or sorry, the chair.
Yeah, I think I had a one-on-one with like some of the Squad One as well, and then like I had some discussions with people from Squad One about about revenue management. Maybe if we could actually just hire like full-time person doing the revenue management, and other people could focusing more on other job descriptions or
Who does revenue management on Squad 1?
right now no specific one assigned, right? Or like I mean
Me.
you're doing that, but like
Okay.
you're kind of like looking for the 75 persons like to
But okay, the other time, Risky came up to me and said he wanted to move more into revenue management. So that's why I thought we should get Carlo in to do more finance.
oh okay.
Yeah.
All right then. Cool.
Okay. All right.
Carlos, he already in Bali or?
He's across the street. He lives right on Blom Keker, and he's an interesting candidate. He's from the Philippines. Pretty good experience record, and also fairly. He's an account like he's fully committed down that path. So he's also worked at a few, I think, hospitality companies before, right?
Yeah,
Ibuku. He worked at Ibuku, which is actually John Hardy's company that does the bamboo buildings. They made the Green School, the Green Village. So I want to definitely bring him on in order to see his potential. And if we have somebody like Carla, I think we found our senior accountant, and that will be great. Okay, all right. That's it.
yeah. For content we have Daniel that coming on October.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, cool. So for the alumni assessment, the one-on-one already updated. I've done with Maha, Ivan, Rian, and Alvin. Doing with Biba and Dominic today. So yeah, keep
Okay.
on going.
Okay. Fantastic. All right. Back to you, Chair.
Okay, so and also updates for Kuldeep will coming in tomorrow, right?
Yes, he'll be coming to Bali tomorrow. I need to also create a plan for him because he's going to need to work on some different types of content work. Part of it could be, I'm sure you'll enjoy this, right? Working on LinkedIn too as well. Thinking about how to actually optimize some of the things that we're doing for social media. Yes.
Yeah, actually, sir, yesterday you told me that back in LinkedIn is back in track. What is that exactly?
Wait, can you come again?
So yesterday you WhatsApp me that I need to effectively screen candidates.
Yes, okay, alright. So something happened on LinkedIn and it's good and bad, I guess. So now we have to pay for job posts on LinkedIn. And
Aren't we used to pay?
No, we didn't used to pay. It used to be for free. So, so now we have to pay. So I think we have to be a bit more effective and efficient on LinkedIn. So the idea is that essentially look for, okay, there's this new feature on LinkedIn that we have. I just want to go over to Boo Boo too as well, right? So you guys can take a look at this. So what we have on LinkedIn that's a bit different than before is, yes, one, we have to pay, but two, there's actually a matching system now. So what's happening, it's a little bit like Tinder for LinkedIn. Huh? What's going on here? Okay, it's a little bit like Tinder. So instead of just waiting for, yeah, they create matches for you, and then you just go yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, and then essentially that can speed up the process by, I think it basically invites people to apply. Okay, so let me give you guys a quick demo on what that looks like. I put up an ad on for HR because Ara has told me that she will be sort of doing this a fewer hours due to her thesis, right? So we said, okay, all right, let's go ahead and post a thing for HR. So you can see here that we have we put in a budget for human resources talent growth. So in addition to the applicants, and this isn't very good. This is almost like we're spending currently about $5 per lead, yeah, per applicant. So that's not super efficient. So then what we have, the new feature that we have that we're paying for, which is cool, is matches. So what matches does, matches has a lot. Okay, there's quite a lot of matches. It's like this Tinder list of 50 plus people. So for example, we have a human resource apprentice, Kadek Yudi Antara at Ayana Resort and Spa. He's been working there for about 5 months, management trainee. All right, so this is interesting, knowing this candidate a little bit more. So I give him a one-click message, and he saved his contacted, right? So essentially, he's been contacted to let him know that I'm interested in his thing. I'm also thinking about this, I'm thinking about maybe if it costs us more, we should call and say, hey, look, I'm a recruiter from Bukit Vista. We just saw your CV. Would you be interested in applying? I've already sent you a message. Please check your email, right? Because I do notice that we have drop off from invitation to actually the first interview. And so I think, I remember this, good recruiters spend quite a lot of time on the phone, inviting candidates in to apply. That's not a problem, right? That's just signaling so that they get the message. I think if there's been a phone call at some point before the process, then there's more likely to have less drop off. Okay, anyways, this is a new cool tool, and this is something I think we can definitely use. And okay, that's it. Back to you, Chair.
Okay, thank you for explaining that. Yeah, if we go to the next one, we will explain about that. So do you have any update there?
You and Vita are supposed to have a sub discussion,
Yeah, I know.
and you're smiling because it didn't happen.
Yeah, we haven't discussed about it yet.
Should we
Maybe
announce
after the
formal Friday tomorrow?
We'll have what?
Should we announce formal Friday for tomorrow?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Sure, yeah, we can try out.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, it's like formal up. Okay, looks like the whole company's ready.
I'll be hosting with formal group tomorrow.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Because like I will have conversation with Kita maybe after this one.
Exactly. All right, perfect.
I'll go to the next one is talking about what is,
Time and work routines for the intern.
Okay. Okay.
It's been the 4th week already or the 3rd week, alright? Because we okay. So 3rd week covered is Boo Boo can okay. So Boo Boo, have you gotten the lesson from me about assessing candidate risk?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. What are the 3 types of name 3 types of risk?
Company risk, industry risk, and role risk.
Okay, all right, yeah, he's got it. All right, and all right, we also need to see how Boo Boo's screening CVs. What do you think about Boo Boo's screening CV so far?
The way we will screen CVs is actually quite good. My note is more into like how he does interview instead of screening the CV.
Okay, got it. All right, Boo Boo, do you record your interviews right now?
Not yet, sir.
Okay.
I'm focused to
Okay.
relation with Anna first, sir.
Okay. I do think it would be a good idea to record your interviews. We have interview analysis where we always learn a lot during the interview analysis. We're getting more efficient now at interviewing, and it is important to consider not just like the subject, but what kind of questions you're asking and what your thought process is during the interview to be a very effective recruiter. Oh, okay. The chair.
Okay, so actually, sir, I've tried out for people like once, twice, but personally, I already give some feedback, and I think he's not ready yet for interviewing people.
It's okay, but give him the practice though, because he's not gonna get ready unless he gets that practice. Okay, and also it trains you to train other people,
Yeah.
which is also a very valuable skill.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Bubu's moving along. It's already been 4 weeks then, right? So has it been week 4 already? Have you been here for a month, Bubu?
No, yeah.
Oh, not yet.
The 1st of October gonna be the first month.
Every time we open the review,
And this
there
is
will
part
be
of the whole thing about the 2 weeks from 0 to PCI. So Bubu can start interviewing correctly using our methods, and I passed my OKR too. The 2-week training cycle. Okay. All right.
Okay, and then go to the next one. Maybe update from me about the HR request. It's already updated. I
Yeah.
already
at least
did usually what one has already done. Okay.
Okay.
On my side, about the promotion review itself, I will just promotion review
Okay.
this month. Get them at register tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. That looks good. Oh, tomorrow at 4. Wow. There's a lot tomorrow at 4. There's Bayou's one tomorrow at 4 too, I think.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, could be. Okay. All right. I don't think. Okay. All right. Let me just make sure it's not double booked. Yeah. Okay.
And we can see what
Okay. Got it. And then D1.
we can reply their review.
Okay.
And this is the
I don't know about that.
D1's with Vita. Okay.
That's
Got it.
basically the same like.
All right. Back to the chair.
Yeah, I don't know what
And then the next one is stuff about
Yeah, we review the guest review us, and then we reply with
An
the
FYI on what I have been doing on the L&D assessment. So this is actually the framework that I do, or where I go for the one-on-one.
But then,
So you could see as well like the
if they write
okay, I'll check this one since I've done it.
if they reply,
So yeah, basically this is the framework of the one-on-one and for the initial one-on-one, because I'm planning to do the one-on-one like monthly
usually I
with
have
the people. So to like the next one-on-one be like tracking like the development.
I have my
Like
context
now it's like kind of like the expectation settings.
Okay. Great. Thank you. All right. Well, no, that's up to the chair to say actually. Okay. All right. Cool. Back to the chair.
They have some
So shall we put it on the library or delete it from the business?
Oh yeah. When does this finish?
if the guest is
It's ongoing.
It's ongoing.
so from
Okay.
the review,
Ooh.
Or is it? No?
It's a project. It's a first project. Hey. All right. So if we have a project, then we need to start moving into Trello so that we can follow up with that.
Put that on the Trello.
Is it on Trello? Okay. You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, then we can delete it.
On the HR
On
report.
the HR request.
Ah, right. Okay, got it. Well, if Vita is starting a project, then okay, you need a few things. You need a deadline, you need a project champion, and also you need an end result. What is it that you're hoping to see? So, is it an improvement in employee satisfaction? Is it some sort of ability to be on a path to promotion? So, we're adding these inputs for a certain reason, and this is not currently an area for projects. This is an area for discussion. So in this particular case, what I think can happen is we start. Do you know how to use Trello yet for managing projects? Of course you do, because you do interviews and you do hiring. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the same thing.
No, I mean like I don't know like if it is a new project or which board.
Oh, okay. Well, we should probably have an HR project board. So let me see if we have an HR project board, and we do not yet. We should have one. Okay. All right. So I'll make a motion to actually start an HR project board where we can move these things. But for the time being, let's just keep this here, and we'll say that Jing will. Who's the secretary? Boo Boo, right? Me. Okay, me again. Wow. All right. It's me. Okay. Jing will instruct team on how to use the Trello for project management. Okay, all right, cool. Let's go over to next one then. All right, we're good.
95%
The next one is from Vita by Hybrid.
experience this. And then
Oh yeah, this is from the thing that I raised on I believe it was week about Kuldeep's case that the on-site trials conduct coverage. So awaiting for the feedback from the leadership guild. So the leadership guild will be happening tomorrow, right?
Yes.
On Friday. So
At 3. Oh crap! Everything's happening at 3 tomorrow.
Saturday on
It's not
Saturday
showing as
Singapore
Airbnb
will
or anything, but
have this
we can open Airbnb at all.
answer.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Okay, so we open. Okay, so for this one,
Okay, so
you can try one.
let's
Oh,
see there.
I will give you an example.
One about this is about
Give you
John.
5 star for everything.
Oh yeah, this one I think we have already had that discussion,
Are you
so
using
I guess we
like
can drop that out.
the
Yeah.
arrow?
Ah, no.
So the first one is that the
Nadila.
cursor will always be there.
Okay.
So you have to go here.
We have the
Next.
discussion already
First
about
step
that as
was-
well, so we can.
And then
Okay,
right here.
so-
If you go right, it will take too long.
Did the two discussion topics about Veronica and about Nadila. All right, next one.
You have to click
Chronic G.
New graduate 2019. Ah, yeah.
So the last update is from me. Actually, I
And
went
for this
to
one,
Mas
if we
Rizal
have-
to ask about this. So
Yeah, at first,
the
I
Mas
use
Rizal has a
RPM,
plan for the unboxing ritual to create like
but
poem,
then because
poemy
now I
like
use,
for the
software
unboxing ritual.
to
You know,
do
like
review.
having like a poem words
I
about
use
like let's say
expander that
uh,
is the same, but
we
don't have
we
the
taint
choice
the
to- so
the
with
sturdy
this one,
box
you have to
with
choose to
our
choose between
strong
buttons or
hammer, something like that, making it like that. But he said that it will be delivered next month since he's still focusing on one project this month. I'm not sure. I don't remember what's the project. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Okay.
And Divanda will process the career day at UGM. And I went to Divanda and he said that he will done it by the end of this week. And about the uni talks, it's going to be on Mas Rizal's card as well, and going to be delivered on next month as well. Oh, as he's focusing on training Divanda this month.
Great. Question to Vita. Sorry. To me. The uni talk. We did video recordings during the university talks.
We have that not during the uni talks, but during the gym bareng.
Oh, the Asia exchange. Oh, right. Okay. Good. Really good. Okay. All right. Cool. So I guess we're just waiting for these things from contact.
I do everything and can take the risk.
Back to chair.
So what was
Okay,
the
so
tax
next
expander?
one
Is
is
it
about
For the
let me translate or what?
and then
That's basically what Nangli and I created for the trials for MD. So basically, we went on by looking at what we are going to look for from the candidate by having them on-site trials. So we went from that, like the objective of the on-site trials, and how do I say that? A good starting point for us to recreate the on-site trials program as well. Since I see like the templates that we are using right now is like created like 8 months ago, 5 months ago, not yet updated. So this is like one example that, but it's like mostly what
First day.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Okay. All right.
So since this for MA is in charge for the chapter. That's all from me. Back to chair.
Okay, so
Each interval, you're gonna know. You're probably gonna see some feedback, and you're gonna want to evolve it on the next version of it. So I think we already have a roadmap for this, and this could be the newest version or evolution.
Yeah.
How do you,
All right. Cool.
how do you switch that
you can just comment on you.
Mrs. Chair, if I may.
comment
yes.
So the roadmap that you are talking about is like for specifically for MB or
For trial programs.
Oh yeah.
We have
The
a
on-site
trial
trials
program
only. Yes.
evolution. Yeah.
Sure. I
Yeah.
remember. Okay.
Yeah, that part is pretty important. Otherwise, what happens is everybody starts going their own different way, and there's no alignment, and it just starts becoming kind of
The
a
papers
Frankenstein.
will be all fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Back to chair.
Okay, so what's the next one? It's about legal things.
Yeah, good news. So anyhow, I'm in contact with Benny now. Benny is a proven. He's just the right person to talk to, actually. So I think I told everyone about Benny at the last sync up,
Yeah.
but I don't know if Ara was here, and this is something that Ara and I have been working on for a while. So Ara, I discovered a person who's actually going to be pretty helpful, I think, throughout the growth of our company. It's this guy. He reached out to me on LinkedIn and just asked about how he thought our company was very unique, and it saw something that Oyo and whatever Traveloka, whatever these companies are doing, they don't see yet. So we got to meet at Mano in Petitania on the weekend, and he's pretty cool. He's the vice president of partnerships at Gojek for Mall and POI. I'm not sure what POI stands for. Maybe point of interest. Maybe it's a point of interest, yeah? POI. So, pretty interesting fellow. He also wrote about travel disruption. Places of interest, okay. So he also wrote about travel disruption, like we talk about in the startup context. He worked. He's currently at Gojek in Jakarta. He came over to Bali for a business trip, and that's how we met. But previously, he worked a year and a half at Oyo. Previously, he started his own company, Kovla, which was essentially a travel experience platform. And before that, he was a lawyer for Tencent. He was trying to get WeChat deployed in Indonesia for a year and almost 2 years. And pretty legitimate guy. Went to Leiden University in Holland, and also UI and Venus. So he's a lawyer, actually. He has a law degree here, Master of Law, and Bachelor of Law at UI. So I talked to him, and he said that it's actually very simple. No reason to complicate things. All you need is essentially just an inner document that says, do you agree? And any sort of contract is between both parties. I also figured out that the stamp thing, you know how everyone always stands on the stamp? That's completely theatrical. You don't need to sign on the stamp. In fact, all you need is like what Gojek and Google have. You just need a document form, and they just click the box, put their email on it, and then that's a contract. That works as an internet contract. So that part is actually fairly interesting. It's far less complex than we thought. It's far less involved. So yeah. He also says that whenever Gojek or Oyo or Traveloka or any of these travel companies do contracts, they all do it digitally. Nobody does written contracts. When the partnership teams go out to do written contracts, as soon as they come back, they scan it and they digitize it anyway. So yeah, what we're doing is closer to being right than what we're hearing from lawyers and other people that have been trying to maybe sell some fees to us. So anyhow, this is what Benny thinks, and yeah, that's the update on that. I'm going to talk to Benny again. Maybe I'm trying to loop him in as a legal consultant so that we can go to him to ask for help with contract work and other stuff. Because I think not only is he a lawyer, he actually cares about us too. So I think he might be an investor. He kind of talks like an, or he can hook us up with an investor. Benny has been through the rounds of how to be a CEO and how to actually IPO his company before. It didn't work. He didn't actually get his company to work, but he knows what that process is. So he came to me, and he sounded like what investor sounds like. They try to pimp you up. They try to talk a lot of, hey, you're gonna be really successful. Hey, da da da. And he didn't even talk about money at all. That's usually a more advanced investor talks like that. So could be an interesting ally to have. Okay. Anyways, back to you, Chair.
Okay, back to the paper, and let's go moving on to the new business. Okay, maybe from me first, this is a company regulation about the HR request. So I'm just telling that currently since it's still new, yeah. So I'd like to actually see how effective this works to the company. So maybe I suggest, since Jim is going to make a project board Trello, especially for HR, I think it's better for you to move the one-on-one part in the project board rather than here in HR request.
Okay. So I'll move that to the projects. But the thing is, like, what have you done to make them aware?
What?
What have you done to make the employees aware of this HR request?
Oh, I've already contacted through each person. Like for example, at least the easiest way is when somebody asking for help. Like for example, if someone wants to actually have one-on-one with me, I simply said, please try to use the HR request right now. Like Eva also came up to me that asking for the squad, and I said, would you please just try to use HR request for now? So yeah, I'm actively like telling people to use HR request before they actually get to us directly, so that it will be recorded very well.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
I'll also add to this, yeah, for every new tool, the only way to make the tool real is to actually have everyone use the tool. This kind of reminds me of the same situation we had actually early in the beginning when we started the job board. So people would start saying, hey, look, I applied for a job, what happened? I applied for a job, what happened? Well, who did you go through? Oh, I went through my friend. And then it was really hard to track. So if everything is all in one, this is all about a single channel. So if there's one single channel where everybody goes for input, then there's no way that any particular thing could be lost. If it goes through different channels and different people are doing it, then there's a high probability that, oh yeah, I talked to this person about doing a promotion review, and we're like, we don't see it.
Yeah.
So-
So I also need everyone's help in the HR team to actually actively saying people to use it. So if somebody's asking for you for one, as simple as one-on-one, because it's already one of the facilitation on the HR request, form. So just simply ask them to fill out the HR request first before they actually get back to us.
All right, do you want to announce it again at the All Hands?
Sure, I will. Yeah,
Okay.
I will.
All right, cool. New business. Oh, it's already there. It's already there. Okay, all right. Okay.
Itu bakal nongol di sini.
Okay, and then we go to the next point on the new business.
Terus kita buka juga
It's
ABB.
in the section of employee experience and career planning. So first thing is first, one is me. Yeah, yesterday after she filled out the HR request, she actually told me that she's feeling overwhelmed to actually doing 2, 3, and 4.
Good.
Sebenarnya sih di ABB
So I actually also agree that she can handle 3 and 4 at the same time. But 2 is just another thing, and she actually asked me if it's possible to choose half 3 and 4.
Okay.
So maybe we can put Nadila full into.
Yep.
Plus Chandra, we can onboard Nadila as soon as possible.
1 and 2, yeah.
Chandra first.
Okay. Always try to overload a candidate in the beginning. That applies to Boo Boo as well. So if we don't essentially overload them, then we don't see what their full capacity is. So okay, I think we see what Dista's current capacity is. You mentioned also about essentially making people more efficient, and that Dista could learn from different people at this company. Do you think Dista is, let's say, at her full efficiency potential?
I think so, yeah. She can,
Okay.
I think, at this, what is it, yeah? I can see when Cynthia's first month and Vista first month, I think Vista is better.
Okay.
So
All right. Good. Good. Okay.
No kidding, like, Cynthia is
What's that?
Cynthia is awesome right now. She can do stuff super great right now, but the learning process, maybe Cynthia could longer.
Oh, faster learning curve.
Yeah,
Okay.
because even Cynthia admit that Vista is pretty fast learner.
Okay. What is spicy?
Like when someone is being like spicy to you.
Oh, spicy. Oh, I see. Spicy. Okay. Yeah, ours is a spicy type of person. All right. Interesting. Okay. So noted. Okay, we approve. Yeah, sure. Let her just focus on 3 and 4 then in the meantime. Yeah. I will say this though. Try to think about trajectory, meaning that in the next 2 months, the work is only going to get easier. As you can see, the booking pace has already fallen from about 100 to about 70 now. So I think that this situation will naturally cure itself. Why don't we say this to Dista? Why don't we say that she tries a little bit more on, or just maybe not all the squad 2, but let's just say one profile, one of the smaller profiles on squad 2, so that it reduces her work. I think this will be perfect. It will increase her own capacity, and the work will also go down. So there should be a crossover point where the work meets her capacity.
So you think that we could put her on the squad too?
No. I said just one profile on squad 2. Have her work on, let's say, I don't know, what's one of the baby profiles in squad 2? Maybe Bite.
No.
Cynthia is on squad 4. Maybe Bayou and Wayana. Can she cover the Bayou and Wayana profile? Right, that one's a fairly lightweight on squad 2, and it's not the entire thing. It's just one. So at a certain point, I could be wrong, but I think the booking pace in Panita is also dropping, right? I guess we'll have to check.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. If the booking pace is dropping in Panita, then it should work out.
No, no.
Ask her just to have one profile, the Bayou and Wayana profile in Squad 2, and that's it. Yeah. Bayou, Wayana, and also her current duty. See if she can deal with that. If she still can't deal with that, then okay, then we'll just have her focus on 3 and 4. But 3 and 4 are going to go down in the next 2 months. So we might have somebody who's a bit not so busy if we don't give them a challenge right now. Okay? All right. And really what I want is 2 things. I want Chandra to also teach how to delegate. Learning how to delegate, I really need the teams to get more experience delegating.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So that go to the next point. It's for me. I just want to announce everyone here that starting next month, which is the 1st of October, I will start to have half day to working in the base. So yeah, I will be in the base from 12 to 6 every day.
Okay. Noted.
Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. So let me know if there's something you wanna tell me. Okay, and then you have to move those 2 points to the old business.
Oh, all right. Okay. Then for sync ups, how should we do that?
Yeah, that's also that's why maybe I can only attend one sync up in a week.
Okay. All right. Davija.
Oh wait, but this is different discussion. I'll put that on new business.
Okay. Yeah, sure. All right. Back to you, Chair.
Okay, so next one is from Vita. It's about Nangli.
Yeah, so Nani just came up to me today about Aggie's promotion review. So she's basically saying that she prefers someone who is physically handling the promotion review. But right now I'm still like trying to acquire what is it that she wants me to acquire from the one-on-one with Aggie. So for this promotion review needs to be done physically. So I'll come back again for the update for this one, yeah. And then if and then I will just refer her to HR request then if she needs this to be done.
Yes, please put it on the record.
All right, cool.
I don't understand. What does physically mean?
Like since Aggie is in squad 2, right?
Oh, it prefers it. Okay, got it. Okay, so that's being delegated to you, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, all right, by request. Okay.
And then go to the next one. Since I delegated from Kim to look out for the job right now, maybe you can really put it really once again structured. After this, maybe I will put it on a table. Good.
All right. So there's no. Okay.
Sir, but is there any budget? Like how much do you want per a year?
Between 20 and 35.
How many rooms?
3, at least. More is better. This area is pretty good because I think this area is a growing area, Sleman. I think that's going to be cool, especially after the new bypass or new flyover's done. So this area is fine. Ideally, a little bit closer to the center where our houses are, so that way we can access it a little bit more fluently. But otherwise, I think this area is fine. Anywhere we can get fast Wi-Fi, has pretty good access to a highway, and where we can get around the city with minimal amounts of traffic. Yeah. Okay. All right. Great. Thank you. This is good. I think this is enough options. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So back to the main paper. I think that's pretty much. I think we already covered everything for today. Yes.
I just put one in the leadership topic. Sorry.
Ah, right. Each sync up to talk about a specific topic. Okay. I agree. Oh, that's new business now. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me add my comments on that one then, if I may, Chair. So I think OKRs can be done once a week. Yeah. Because right now we're doing it almost every sync up, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I already told in the previous sync up that I don't think having OKR reviewed every sync up is effective enough, sir.
Yeah. But it does make us more committed to getting them done, though. It's like, okay, what has happened since the last time? Nothing. Okay, why hasn't anything happened? Or maybe what we can do is really quickly like, do you have any frictions on your OKRs, or is there anything that is not? Are you behind? Are you keeping the right pace? Do you have any frictions? And that can be discussed, right, for coordination. But otherwise, yeah, I think that's that. Okay, and then so OKR maybe just once a week. And we're gonna have that maybe on the. We just have to decide which meeting we want to have that on.
Do you want to make
Tuesdays?
So, does everyone agree with this? Like, should we should?
Don't forget to write.
Yeah, good question. Does everyone agree that we should have a specific topic sync up?
Any message?
Specific, what exactly you mean by specific? Like one sync up for OKR, one sync up for new business, old business, and then the third for what?
No, it's going to be like we do cover like the old business and the new business in every sync up or every kill. But we're going to, let's say, specifically talking about inspiration on Saturday, let's say, since it's like a child guild, right? Like maybe other employees in the company will join, so they will also get like the knowledge of HR, let's say. And then like on Tuesday we discuss about OKR, and then on Wednesday we haven't decided yet, let's say. But like every old business and new business should be covered in every sync up still.
So we split. We split basically half of the subjects are on one sync up, and the other half are on the other sync up, because there's so many subjects that we're talking about, and it commonly goes over time. So maybe we can just draw a line on. I'm just gonna draw 3 lines right now, just as a suggestion. So
different because in my computer we have home and end.
okay, how about that? So maybe on the Saturday sync up we can talk about OKRs. Maybe on the Tuesday sync ups we can talk about research and leadership, employee experience. And then on the Thursday sync up we can talk about the rest.
Everything that's
Make sense? Is that good? Yeah.
Yeah, you can try that. But also, question related to my working hours, since I'm going to start at 12 p.m. to 6. I can only attend one sit up that is in the morning.
Could we move
Yes,
the
may-
sync up times? If we move the sync up times, then that would mean what? Clash with interviews. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Let's see.
if that's possible, I would love to do that. We need only move to sit up, right? Because
Okay.
the Saturday one is already at
Yeah.
12 here. So yeah, this is the Thursday if you guys
Okay. All right. Why don't we do this, right? This is mainly the sync ups are for practicing delegating. Think of a solution, right? There's a few solutions we can do. We can change the time of the sync ups. We can talk about things that are a little bit less relevant on your particular sector, on the sync ups that you're going to be missing, or we can maybe move one and just miss one, right? So there's a few things we can do. Come up with a plan and bring it up as new business on the next sync up.
Okay.
All right? Okay. All right, great.
Thank you. Okay, so yeah, I think that's pretty much it for today. Is there any other further discussion that is not covered yet? No, right? Okay, so go to the chairperson section who's gonna share the next sit up.
Boo-boo.
Yeah,
Okay.
Boo-boo. So the next chairman will be Boo-boo, the secretary will be Jin.
Yep.
Either German
Okay. And then the recorder will be Vita.
ceremony.
Okay.
So for this one, it's a 5-star
Okay, so
review.
I'm working to
So
adjourn.
usually you can just open Google right